Lance by Chance. The untold story of him wrestling as a Von Erich. LanceByChance.com.
Guys, welcome to Knockout TV episode 15. And since we got the footage over here and we got some exclusive rights for it at the moment, we're going to give you a little watch along and give you a taste of the three-man booth.
That's right.
AJ, how we doing today?
Good, man. Light it up.
It's just us proving once again that we are the working fans. We work hard. We work hard to bring you exclusive stuff nobody else is going to bring you.
That's right. We're about to
because we talked to Nick Vick and we're like, hey, we've been having a good run with Knockout TV here. Mind if we air a couple episodes ourselves? So you're going to get a chance to see the original commentary that we put on it. And this is kind of like a director's cut for you, a little something extra.
Commentary too, maybe.
Now, today we've got... Oh, what's going on?
Oh, no, I was just going to say I'm very excited about this. You guys knock it out of the park every week when you do commentary.
He woke up for this.
So, I literally got out of bed for this. I worked. I was up until 4 a.m, and I got out of bed because I'm excited about this. So let's rock.
Now, on this episode, we're going to have Raven Marie versus Eliza Hayes in a Puerto Rican street fight for the women's championship. Juice James versus Boone the Gator King. And Billy McLeod versus Bill Crude for the Lake County Championship. So
that card.
Right.
Welcome to episode 15.
Got that deep voice popping.
Knockout. Welcome to the belly of the beast.
But knockout wrestling is
knockout. Watch the action we bring.
They just bring great action.
The rest is out of our league. Knockout. Welcome to the belly of the beast. Knockout. Only the strong survive. Knockout.
There we go.
Hey, brothers and
Nice
sisters, Eliza Hayes here. Your favorite flower
The belt actually debuted on episode 1, where they debuted a new ladies championship when Eliza Hayes defeated Raven Marie.
I like this because in a lot of the independent wrestling organizations, you'll see that they don't put a lot of money into their belts, but they obviously did a great job with the detail and putting money into the belt here.
No, that you're going to keep coming after this title until you.
One thing about Hayes too, she's always looking for competition, which is great.
Well, I've already said that I will defend.
There was that time a little while ago where she wasn't able to defend the championship because she decided to go out and scout more people for the ladies division.
I like
it when actually Persia faced Raven Marie.
I like that they're consistently growing their women's division. They're doing a great job of developing talent within and actually getting a lot of the local and national talent in now.
In a good old-fashioned Puerto Rican street fight.
Now, Dee, you're Puerto Rican. Is that the typical weapon of the Puerto Ricans? The kendo stick.
Let's not talk about my Puerto Rican heritage. I'm probably the worst example of a Puerto Rican.
So if you accept the challenge,
well, I will tell you this. I don't remember my mom chasing me around with a kendo stick anytime when I was younger. She didn't need to, though. She could handle herself.
Dave is Puerto Rican like Carlton is African American.
I mean, I am half Puerto Rican. This is a shoot. He knows this. Well, yeah, we know Nintendo sticks.
Folks, we've got we're gonna mute that because you don't need to hear our original. Notice how they spelled Puerto Rican in the top there. I just want to point that out.
Yeah,
it ain't that way.
In fairness, it is. They are out of Florida.
But Raven Marie here, she has been quite the contender.
Yeah.
Packing all that ass in those jeans.
Hey now. We work for these people still, pal. You about to go to HR. AJ woke up for this.
We're keeping it a little fast and loose here.
Yeah.
No, that's
not getting too wild.
Hey, they're able to employ 2 extra workers just to get her into those, so it's not bad.
Oh man.
Now we've noted before that if you look at the gym, it doesn't look full, but they did pull a good gate at this show, and people are just spread out. You can hear it with the cheering in the original cut.
Knockout Wrestling is COVID conscious, guys. We follow the rules. We make sure that we're taking care of our fans, and even if we don't always agree with the fans and who they cheer for, we still want to keep them safe.
You notice right here too, like, and we've already called this other. I have to say, no, Raven was already sneaking. She was already getting ready to get the jump.
Okay, first of all, just because she's a go-getter doesn't mean you have to mock her.
Right now, she's getting that kendo stick upside her ass.
That is unfortunately, that is no longer a Singapore cane. That is now the Puerto Rican cane.
Oh no!
Losing control of that kendo stick. You don't want to bring a kendo stick out to the ring and lose control of it because now she's catching that weapon.
Yeah, that's this is where having the street clothes actually pays off in a regular wrestling match where we're not wearing a shirt or
you would not want to go bareback and get a Singapore cane on you.
No, we don't want to see either one of these girls going bareback, Dave.
We don't want to see anybody going bareback here.
Oh man, she's about to throw her into those bleachers. I remember I learned a little Spanish for this episode.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember any of it now.
Yeah, he learned El Baño.
He retained the information.
Oh, well, yes. Watch out. We're going to have that girl blocking the speaker in a minute. Yeah, there she goes.
She is not going to. She will protect these speakers. She saw this coming?
I think we can agree that thank God that fan is not in jeans.
She's beautiful, baby.
Yeah, you beautiful, baby. Don't worry about it. Look at these girls going right hand.
She just has a little extra beauty.
There's nothing wrong with that.
One of the few knockout matches I think that spent this much time outside of the ring.
Yeah.
There was a couple of Tumi tools that went around, but not like this has been like the first 5 minutes of this thing.
But in fairness, it's a street fight. I mean, if you're spending the majority of the time in the ring, how much hatred is there actually? These two have built up one hell of a rivalry. And the feud between the two of them and the anger is just boiling over.
Yeah, we've mentioned it a few times that Raven Marie, she really will stop at nothing to go for that title. Like when she faced Persia, when she was supposed to face Eliza Hayes, she had that extra muscle that came out at the end for the beatdown.
Well, let's face it. Eliza Hayes says that she was out scouting more talent, but she was actually just ducking her. So she ended up having to face Persia instead. And cost her a chance at a title. I mean, who wouldn't be pissed off?
That was a hell of a drop toe hold face first into that chair.
Yeah, and now back to the kendo stick.
It was very Raven-esque.
There were a couple of fans in the. You can see them off to the side, just pointing, going, "That's so Raven down there."
Yes, Scott Levy would be proud.
Yeah.
Oh, picking it up again. Jeez.
Eliza Hayes, big fan of the tie-dye.
For once.
I want to say Eliza Hayes has spent a lot of time at dead shows.
Perhaps.
Yeah, she's almost toppled over there.
Deadhead.
Of course, if Raven has her way, her title hopes are going to be dead. So.
Yeah, I like the aggression of these girls. It's not pretty, but, when you're in a street fight, you got to have aggression.
Yeah, this is a fight. This should not be pretty. If this is pretty, then something's gone wrong.
Yeah.
Speaking of pretty, I am looking forward to seeing more of Persia actually get more opportunities at the belt also. I think that you've got a lot of up-and-coming talent in this division, and either one of...
too.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. And the fact that they've brought in as much female talent as they have shows exactly what kind of organization that we're working for.
They've even got a female ref officiating it in there.
Couple female refs. Don't forget about the claw.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say, Dave, that's a guy outside.
No, the claw. She's been around.
Liza Hayes has been laying in those chops we saw earlier.
She's got heavy hands. Now, for those of you who have not worked in the business, heavy hands means when you lay in a chop that you really feel the force of the chop and the hand hits you very heavy.
Yeah.
Hitting it with that
little inside info for you guys. I know you two jabronis have never taken a chop. But...
Oh, wow. Don't be sure about that. I'm not taking a chop.
Yeah, I was going to say, not in the ring, but my brother will chop me.
Oh, look at that.
It hurts.
She wanted to make sure her contact was in. That's very nice. She's full service there, making sure that her opponent's okay.
Now the action's spilling outside again. It's good. It gives you a chance to like kind of break up the action a little bit, catch your breath. Oh, we're about to see. Ooh.
Oh, no.
There.
Yes. That'll realign your spine right there, folks. If you were having back problems, come see Raven. She'll straighten out your back. Nice suplex on the concrete. There's no pad out there. Look at that. You see a pad? I don't see a pad.
Not at all. No, a lot of aggression in this match.
Like Gorilla Monsoon would say, that would fix your lower lumbar in a heartbeat.
As Bobby Heenan would say, keep it simple for the humanoids. She hurt her back.
Yeah, a lot of these humanoids certainly aren't genie asses. Oh, she's got that chair out again. Yeah. Setting it up in the corner.
We've got kendo sticks. We've had chairs. We've had battling in the crowd.
You got to be careful with that chair there. Not only can you hit that chair, but if you go driving through, you could take the chair and the post at the same time.
If I remember correctly, this isn't... Oh, there it is.
Oh, and that's what I was talking about. See how the arm wraps a little bit around the post and you get the chair to the face? That could do a lot of damage to your rotator cuff, your shoulder. That beautiful face that Raven has.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It could help Eliza.
This is one of like the top 2-3 feuds in the company, right?
To me, it might be the number one feud, to be honest with you. These two, there's so much anger and so much vitriol between the two of them. My God. You Florida fans, write in later where I'll explain to you what vitriol means.
Now, Dave, it's what? Maybe this, maybe VHS, Nick Vick, or no, Nick Swift. Jesus.
That's the promoter, baby. The promoter's not getting in there now. Come on.
Well, the thing with the VHS feud is you can always rewind that one.
Jesus Christ.
Later on, we got Billy McLeod and Bill Crude. That's a hell of a feud.
That's a rivalry, too. Yeah.
Stealing that Lake County championship.
And Raven is looking for something here. I don't know what it is, but she's not found it.
She needs something more violent.
Yeah.
It's over there, Raven.
I mean, they've gotten the kendo sticks, the chairs. How could this get more violent?
I saw another kendo stick down there. But that's not what we're looking for. Like, I think she's about to get this ref in on it. Like, hey.
She forgot what corner she put it in.
Come on now.
What kind of a wrestling ring is this that you can't find a weapon that you're looking for underneath?
Right.
Oh, she fucked.
Hayes got
there. It is.
Was she about to drop her?
I've seen those bags before. Usually we keep our thumbtacks in them.
Oh shit! I thought she was going to sell her some weed out of it or something.
No. Everybody knows if you go into a hardware store and you need thumbtacks or staples, something like that, they're always in a little satin bag.
Well, it's definitely not weed.
That is not.
Could be crystal though.
It is Florida. Don't discount anything.
Setting it up.
But seriously, I mean, for one of these ladies to end up in thumbtacks, that's a hell of a prospect.
Not just end up on thumbtacks, but look where they're going to end up on those thumbtacks.
Yeah.
Like George and Wheezy would say, they're moving on up.
Moving on up. It appears right now that they're not moving up anymore. Oh, here we go. We're back.
Look
We
at
had a
that,
little
though.
technical difficulties.
Oh my God! Is this going to be an electric chair into the thumbtacks?
Maybe a power
No,
bomb.
power
I've seen
bomb.
this video
Oh.
before.
Oof.
Power bomb.
Looking for that pin. For some reason, she's completely stopped.
She wanted to obviously do a little bit more
She's
damage
got
to Raven there.
thumbtacks in her hair, thumbtacks in her shoulder, thumbtacks in her
fooled.
ass.
Don't be fooled by the
Laying those
thumbtacks that she's
forearms,
got. She's still Raven from the block.
Yeah. That's so Raven.
Yes.
Oh,
Ooh.
clothesline. I'm not stopping. Here we go.
Near those thumb.
I'll tell you what, she's not moving as fast as I remember her.
No, definitely a little pause in the action here.
That's no, I like it. That's this was actually to allow us to get a little bathroom break. Clearly,
Might have paused Joe too. I'm not sure. I think
It's
we
all
have.
that's all right. It seems like he might be back in the action too. Hopefully.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
Oh wait a minute, she's got the belt.
She got the belt.
Eliza
Right
ended up
upside
with the
the
belt
head.
also.
Joe, you left us for a minute. The action stopped, but we're all back. This is what we wanted.
I just hope that
Yeah, a little
Eliza's head
bit of
didn't
internet
damage the
trouble.
belt.
Oh,
Ooh.
Samoan drop by the Puerto Rican
Onto those
badass.
tacks.
2, 3. We got a new champion.
God, this
I
match
think
is like two halves of Dave's soul fighting.
The
The Puerto Rican versus the redhead.
We're all beautiful, baby. We're all
I
beautiful.
was gonna say, thankfully, here at the Working Fans podcast, we always win because we got the best of both worlds.
That's right, baby. We're beautiful.
I think that has to go down as one of the best matches of the year so far. I think that was a hell of a feud.
And Raven Marie finally got that title she's been gunning for.
Well, some would say finally she's gotten what she deserves. Some would also say that Eliza has also finally gotten what she deserves.
Oh.
I think the big question is who's going to be gunning for that title after this.
Watch out for Persia.
A lot of talent. I think Hayes is probably going to want a rematch too.
Persia can kick an ass, but I don't know. Raven Marie's got that size and power in to her advantage.
That's oh no, she's definitely got the size. She's got the power.
Suck it to the crowd.
Yeah,
Who's the Hard Luck girls?
Get hard. Go Hard Life twins.
Go Hard Life girls. That's it.
Definitely not the Get Hard Life twins.
No,
Yes.
no.
that was a different club that Joe went to watch some wrestling. It's fine.
Now we got Juice James versus Boone. We remember Boone inserted himself in the Juice James D. Ramos match as a special enforcer.
Yeah.
Really screwed up the rhythm of that match. Juice James put his hands on Father Jim, which caused Boone to interfere. As he said, nobody puts their hands on Father Jim but me. I don't know what's going on there, but
this is another match that's going to have a lot of emotion to it and a lot of hatred, and it's definitely going to bring a fight.
Juice James is a great athlete. He's got Dr. Eric Christopher with him. I forgot about Dr. Eric.
How could you forget about him in that nice sweater vest?
Dr. Eric keeping him calm. That's right, man. That's Dr. Huxtable right there. I got that Dr. Huxtable sweater going on.
I believe we're not allowed to mention that man.
We're not allowed to mention the man who played that man. I'm talking about Dr. Huxtable. All right.
Yeah. Well, Dr.
Huxtable lives in our hearts. America's father.
Yeah, Dr. Huxtable's fine. The guy who played him, unfortunately, has been canceled.
Yeah, he's been canceled. Yeah.
Now, Juice James really looks like a star. Like, you know, him, Anthony Katina, they're a couple of those leaner, like bigger guys. D. Ramos, another one. Knockout gets a lot of these good guys that I've never heard of that I'm like, how is this guy not on Dark? How is he not on Elevation?
Yeah, a lot of good young talent.
And they have had people on Dark and Elevation, or at least Dark. We've had D3.
D3 made on Dynamite one night.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Mike Reed also.
Well, this young man's build reminds me a lot of the legendary Air Paris.
Now, Father Jim, when you watch the original episode with our commentary, Just this package of Father Jim and Boone the Gator King, it's eerie. With the promos, I think that promos help put it over.
Father Jim reminds you of Air Paris?
No. No. But I gotta tell you, I do like this
Yeah, well,
pairing
Boone
with
tried
the
to
good
sneak
doctor.
up on him, but unfortunately he was going about as slow as you could go. So
yeah,
Juice James was not having any of that.
There's something incredibly eerie and scary about Father Jim and Boone.
Yeah, with those promos they put out there, they really get the hair up on your arms.
Yeah, that's a relationship I don't think we want to delve too far into, to be honest with you.
No, they come from those deep water swamps in the South.
Yeah, that's anybody growing up in that Gainesville, swampy, mid-Florida area. Ugh.
Now, if you look at Boone, he's definitely got some size on him. Like, he almost looks like a young Terry Gordy to me.
He reminds me more of Abyss.
He does have that same body shape as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he's got a Father Jim with him, too.
And he looks like he went to the same fashion store. Maybe a Macy's.
Hey, man, they've been having closeout sales. You got 10 of those black shirts.
Yeah, now you can get bed sheets for only like $400.
Ooh. Sale.
Now, we've wondered if they pronounce it Juice James or Juicy James, because all the graphics say Juice James, but whenever they announce him, it's Juicy James, and I don't feel comfortable calling a gentleman Juicy James. So.
I'm really hoping it's Juice.
Juice James. He's always double J to me.
Yes. I remember his original WWE run.
Hey, I love Juicy James. Ain't he great?
Yes.
I was gonna say, let's hear it for the Juice. Happy Passover, everybody.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Juice is laying that stuff in. Juice is like you said, he looks like a star. He's athletic.
Would you say he's like a smaller Chris Dickinson? Like the way he holds himself is like Dickinson, but he doesn't have that bulk like Dickinson has.
Right. Look at him just take him down. He's like, I'm just gonna put you on your ass right now, son.
I feel like he's got some definite kind of like amateur wrestling skills to be able to manhandle a dude of that bulk.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he absolutely
laying in
does.
those chops.
I like his tribute to Cowboy Bob Orton with the cast on his leg. That's nice.
Now, I mean, since we've started here at Knockout, we've called a few matches of both these gentlemen. And AJ, you've said before how you just admire the talent that you've heard us calling about because we've sent you all the episodes once they're done.
Nice belly to belly. Go ahead.
So from what I see from these two, and I'll be honest with you, Juice and Boone both have a bright future in Knockout. Both of them have the right mindset. They're not afraid to take a direct route to victory. I know you guys will say that they could be a little dirty at times. I don't see that. I see two guys that are committed to winning.
I did see a nice gut wrench takeover there.
And I see two guys that, quite frankly, have a bright future.
Another German. I think Juice James is putting on a suplex clinic while we're going on here about this.
Oh, he is. And he's definitely the technical wrestler out of these two.
Yeah. Yeah, Boone, I don't know as far as technique goes.
I'm
He's
not
more
sure.
going to clob you over the side of the head. Yeah.
He'll punish you.
I'm not sure Boone. I'm not sure Boone would know the difference between a wristwatch and a wrist lock, to be honest with you.
No, Juice James has already hit 3 different types of suplexes and DDT, and now he appears to be going to the ropes.
Well, the thing that we're also not talking about here is he's hitting those suplexes on a guy who's got at least 50 pounds on him.
Yeah. Yeah, Boone looks like he's been run through the laundromat here or something.
Look at that. Now he's got him into that rear naked choke.
Yep, going for submission.
He definitely doesn't look like he'd be smelling like he got ran through the laundromat, though.
No, he looks like he just...
I think he smells like peas and hot onions, if I had to guess.
He woke up out of a dryer somewhere.
And once again, checking to make sure his contacts are all right. I'll tell you what, these guys are helpful here in Knockout Wrestling.
Now, this episode, I don't know. I definitely haven't mentioned it here, but this came from the Night of Extreme 3 at Leesburg High School in Leesburg, Florida.
I got to tell you, what I like about this is that while it's extreme wrestling, it's extremely focused on the wrestling. And Juice, once again, delivering a hell of a back suplex.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that I've talked with Nicholas Vick about is that when he presents wrestling, he likes the in-ring action. He likes to have just the meat and potatoes of it. They do sprinkle in stories here and there, but one of the things that I think they're most notable for is their in-ring action.
It looks like Boone has had enough. He's grabbing Father Jim, and he might be heading back to Gator Central.
Don't forget Dr. Eric Christopher out there. I think he's more there to keep Juice James zen, keep him at peace with himself.
Yeah, I was going to say, I did not research Dr. Eric Christopher at all for this.
Dr. Eric Christopher, from my notes, and this is, me, I'm one to take a lot of notes here because I pay attention. He's the one who keeps Juice focused. He keeps him centered, keeps him from getting over too much anxiety, if you will.
Sounds like I got to go talk to Dr. Eric Christopher. Let's see if he operates in this state.
Maybe he can get you one of them there medical marijuana cards.
Hey, kayfabe, what we're looking for, brother. But Dr. Eric, if you got my number, call me up, brother. We'll work something out.
Look at him lay in. We talked earlier during the women's match about those heavy hands, and once again, you're seeing him here from Boone.
Yeah.
But this guy, look at that.
To put behind him. This guy's got like the snap chops where you're getting.
Engulfs him. All that weight.
I haven't seen him move like that since peas on top of a Smith.
Going up, coming off the top middle rope.
No, could hook that leg, son. You got to hook that leg.
Yeah, we harp on it constantly on our actual commentary that where if you're going to be going for the pin, why would you not hook the leg?
The most important thing, and once again, from a wrestler's inside view, you got to get your weight on top of them. You got to hook the leg. Otherwise, you're just exerting your own energy and wasting your own time. These are professional athletes. If you don't do it the correct way, you're never going to get a pinfall on a guy like Juice.
Trying to get some men off the ropes. Oh, it looked like he might have been going for a discus clothesline. They kind of bumped into each other there. Now,
think of the strength you got to have to knock a dude down with a shoulder tackle like that. A man that size.
Guys, here comes Father Jim again.
Unfortunately,
I'll tell you what. You talk
way too quick for that.
I'll tell you what. You talk about heavy hands. That Father Jim.
He might have just threw the weapon.
Yeah, his arm was so heavy that thing moved at what, like a snail's pace.
Oh, look at that!
Look at that! Juice James throwing that foreign object behind him.
I don't even know what you guys are talking about. All I saw was a solid right hand by Boone.
That dude hit him with a roll of quarters that he's going to be paying for dinner with.
I mean, he might have caught him a little low in the throat, but it was just a solid right hand. Good job, Boone.
Dr. Eric Christopher does not like what he sees.
He looks a little angst-ridden himself.
Whoa!
Look at that! Oh my God! Look at that neck breaker! My God! I thought the honky tonk man was here.
Shake, rattle, and roll, baby. Cool. I'm cocky. I'm bad.
In fairness, a lot of these guys are Southern wrestling stars. They grew up on people like Wayne Ferris, so they pick up some of that skill set and they deliver those moves.
Listen, Grandpa, these two young guys didn't grow up on Wayne Ferris. Get out of here with that.
Hey, just because you didn't watch videotape and study the classics.
Oh, look at you, James, digging down
my God.
deep with these methodical blows.
Tell you what, that's a vicious clothesline.
Now, Boone. Is
he going up top?
Yes.
This might be a mistake.
Got to get centered on there.
Boone trying to defy the laws of gravity.
Juice James runs up to the ropes to meet him, though. Nope. Gets knocked over.
Juice James showing why gravity works much better for a lighter man.
Tenacious. And a superplex.
My God.
Shades of Cowboy Bob Orton there.
Absolutely. The man's
Well,
obviously been watching film.
Takes almost as much out of you as it does the dude that you suplex. It looks like both guys struggling to get to their feet.
I like this guy because he's got a body like Randy and he wrestles like Bob.
You're talking about like Randy Oscar.
Who else would we be talking about? Both of them struggling to get to their feet. Tell you what, though, this is what happens when you get two just vicious wrestlers fighting each other. Look at that headbutt. Deliver that headbutt right to the jaw. You don't see the spinning headbutt too often.
Father Jim not happy with that count.
I don't think Father Jim's ever happy on the outside.
Oh, went for that front change. It kind of dropped him on it and doing a little bit of a
gator roll.
The Gator King is doing the gator roll. Oh, now he's tying that arm. Maybe showing a little technique here that we didn't think he had. Okay, now he's tying both arms up. This looks like something, maybe some police brutality here. I don't know what the hell this is, but
I'm pretty sure there's a trial.
Like
I'm pretty sure there's a trial in Minnesota.
Pretty drunk one night.
I'm pretty sure there's a trial in Minnesota where we're finding out you can't do this.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do this. Oh my God! Shoulders down. No, not quite.
Wow.
God, that can't feel good on your neck.
Oh, here you go. Use the momentum and the weight to take him over. Juice a little out of it from all that. Well, he's coming back. Here's a drop kick.
It's a hell of a drop kick. Once again, he got elevated and got up high on a guy much larger.
Oh, kind of a Faymaster right there.
Yeah.
Boom.
I'll tell you what. Once again, that count a little slow for my liking.
This video might be a little slow. That might be Joe's computer, though.
Well, I can tell you. Back in my day, I used to like to see that count just 1, 2, 3, boom. But only when I was on the upside.
Yeah. Now this is the first time we've been doing something like this, so we are on the cutting edge of working fans technology right now.
Ooh.
We're using technology you won't find in any other podcast. Oh, look at Jim showing the speed that only Reverend Jim can show. Sorry, Father Jim.
He fell and he can't get up right now. I don't know.
We're gonna get sued by Christopher Lloyd for me saying
Dr.
Reverend Jim.
Christopher is not having this.
See, and if you watch him, Boone can't seem to do much without Father Jim helping him out.
Oh my goodness. Lays out Father Jim. Dr. Christopher got the hat off. Doctor, he is feeling himself.
What
hang out with some ladies tonight?
You guys are glorifying a young man beating up a senior citizen.
And I don't know about that seriously. Oh wait.
I would worry about it because anybody that's gone after Father Jim has had to face Boone, and
yeah, well, it looks like he was face to face with Boone, and that is not what he wanted to do. Go back to beat up the old man, sir. That was probably more here. Oh, big clothesline. Nice setup.
Yeah, I just watched a young man lay hands on a senior citizen, and you two cheer for it.
Ah, that was good shit.
Oh yeah, he's still out. He deserves it.
Yeah.
Not only that, but he stole his hat.
Yeah, wow.
If only Bill Crude could get hurt later in this episode, it would make it like a home run for us, an inside the park home run.
Bill Crude is a gentleman.
Oh my goodness! Roll up,
and that's where, that's where that technical wrestling paid off. He was able to get up high on him on the angle, and he was able to overcome his size through just pure skill. Father Jim pulling himself to his feet.
All right, guys, we're going to sit out here for a minute because after this match, we got a quick promo from Billy McLeod, and he kind of talks a little bit about Night of Extreme and what it means to him, so we'll let that promo actually play.
Very good.
Plus, it gives us a chance to rest our pipes for a second.
Look at this, though. Boone laying it into him after the match.
Yeah, he has had... Oh. looking at? Let's lay out for a second. I forgot you can't hear those guys that well. It's basically setting up for a no DQ match between these guys.
This is Commissioner Dalton Kelly.
Does he remind you of anyone, AJ?
He reminds me of the team of Agent Orange.
I was gonna say, do you have to hear "Have a nice day"? I think he says it here.
He looks like the lead singer of Alabama to me, but I don't know.
I can see that.
But he fancies himself.
But I don't think Boone looks.
Mick
But
Foley.
I think Boone looks a little bit like a young Mick Foley when he was like Cactus Jack Manson.
Or a Cactus Jack Perry.
Yeah. I certainly don't think Juice looks anything like Mick Foley.
No, Juice looks great.
That's
Ain't he great?
Nasty man. Let's hear from Billy McLeod.
I know that theme.
What's going on, Knockout Nation? King of Extreme, Billy McLeod, coming to discuss this upcoming event on November 14th at the Leesburg High School. The Night of Extreme 3. Now, this is a huge event for a knockout, but there's also a bigger event for me. The reason that is because, yes, this is the third Night of Extreme, but technically it's the fourth. Because see, back in 2009, the same exact month, we had an event for South Lake Extreme Pro Wrestling, and it was called the Night of Extreme. What makes this event that much more special to me is the fact the Night of Extreme, TNE, it's named after my wife, Tiffany Nicole Edwards, her maiden name before we got married. So TNE became the Night of Extreme, and at the Night of Extreme I've never lost. The very first one ever took on a guy by the name of James Walker. I won the Lake County title for the third time. This is technically the second Night of Extreme. I took on Jay Murda, Lake County champion versus the original Lake County champ, title versus title, and I won. Last year, I was not a part of Knockout during that time because I was off exploring, which I shouldn't have, but I was still at the Night of Extreme. Fans came up to me, gave me a hug, shook my hands, took pictures, got autographs, everything. That was the night I realized I was home. And now on November 14th, the Night of Extreme, the King of Extreme, goes one-on-one against Bill Crude in a hardcore match. Bill, you better be ready for this, because this is the one time I've been waiting to get my hands on you. They're coming in to hurt you. You, the fans, and even my family is going to see a side of Billy McLeod that none of you have ever seen. I'll see you all on November 14th at the Leesburg High School for the Night of Extreme 3, where we can all get extreme.
Being the King of Extreme clearly pays off because Billy McLeod with a hell of a large house there.
That was a hell of a promo leading up to this. You really get the idea, and it really shows you that it's Billy McLeod's night, and it's not looking good for Bill Crude. I think you bet on the wrong man, AJ.
I think you see how important this match is, and you also see how delusional Billy McLeod is. Because if he thinks he's going to come in there and wrestle my main man, Bill Crude, and take him out on the Night of Extreme, he's out of his damn mind.
Bill Crude got Rico Moon with him.
Always got to have Rico Moon in your corner.
You're not extreme if you don't have Rico Moon and two clearly lightsabers.
Man, those are thunder sticks. That's what you use to clap at a Tampa Bay Rays game when you can't yell during COVID.
I'm pretty sure those are lightsabers from the Star Wars Trek.
Well, whatever it is, we'll see how effective they are in this.
By the way, I hope Disney doesn't hear this. We will get.
Hey, look, AJ, some of your relatives are here.
Now, on the original commentary, we make note that is Kelsey Reagan, what's up, girl, and Juhala from the new regime.
Hey, don't just dismiss Jahala like that. Jahala, my man, what's going on, baby? Yeah, he's doing all right.
I'm not gonna lie.
Cantina there.
I'm trying to focus on the guy, but that young lady is awful attractive.
No. The guy from the Cantina scene at Star Wars is there too. He's doing all right for himself.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Rico Moon's probably been in a few cantinas.
There's a cantina in the Star Wars Trek.
The first one, yes, episode 3, technically, but the first movie.
I must have missed that.
What's that? Episode 4. Thank you. Yeah. Episode 4, but the first one.
Not to be a nerd about it or anything.
No, it's all right. AJ has no idea about any of this stuff.
I missed it when I wasn't watching it.
Yeah.
Episode 4, New Hope, baby.
Sure.
Get familiar.
My only hope is that I make it through my life without ever having to watch it.
No.
I see one of us clearly doesn't fuck with Disney Plus.
Mm-hmm. Oh, don't let him fool with that. That's
no. I like Disney Plus, but there's other stuff on Disney Plus.
Oh, there
Dalton Kelly.
Dalton Kelly came out.
I think we can all agree that Dalton Kelly sticks his nose into people's business way too often.
He's here to.
You're just mad that he replaced Bill Crude as commissioner of Knockout Wrestling.
I happened to be there for the vote, and it was unanimous for Bill Crude.
I don't think anybody votes for this gentleman.
Look at that hat.
Not even his dentist.
Okay, first of all, this man's so tough his dentist clearly won't let him in the building.
Now, I actually broke out my notes to this match because even though this is a little bit lighter of a commentary, there is a little context that's going to need to be given to Billy McLeod's entrance.
Yes.
Remember one of the past episodes we saw him come out in tribute to Joe Laurinaitis.
Yes.
Road Warrior Animal.
Yeah, and while I may not like Mr. McLeod, I did like the tribute to Road Warrior Animal. I also like that belt. Once again, they've taken the time to put quality into their belt.
Yeah, they don't skimp here at Knockout Wrestling. We go all out with the money.
Well, some people skimp. I saw that outfit on the young lady ringside.
I don't think any of us begrudge her a bit for that.
Absolutely not.
You guys see that? Rico Moon, but you really got to feel safe when Rico Moon's your left-hand man.
I always holla because I hear him.
Now, basically, they're going to be adding a new person to the match.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
That is Tara coming out with Corvus.
So we're going to get a 3-way here.
I'm not touching that one.
He's checking for the weapons that Raven Marie chose not to use earlier in the night.
There's a...
I'll be honest with you. I like Corvus. I think Corvus is a bright future.
Still a little skinny, but when this guy hits that top rope, he can show you some things.
In fairness,
he's not as skin and bones as Jason Steele, though.
I was going to say, I've seen some people on the independents that are much smaller. He's a young man. He's got time to put on a little size. Maybe he could talk to Juice.
Yeah, they are younger guys, so they're newer in the business. You can't fault them for not being as bulky. He probably went to this high school a year ago.
It's all about nutrition and rest.
Hey, we've had some good lanky wrestlers in the past. Kendall Windham, Sam Houston.
Yeah, way to mention two guys that never went anywhere, Dave.
Kendall Windham and Sam Houston went a lot farther than some people in this business.
Wow. That seemed like a shot across the bow.
I'm just saying. Take a shot at Kendall.
In fairness, I wasn't related to 13 people in the business.
Get out of here.
I
and
also
he's not lanky, he's thick.
Yes.
He's like if you combine Barry Windham and Arn Anderson.
I also never tried to produce my own Monopoly money.
You're talking about Kendall now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sam didn't do that.
Don't you put dirt on that man's name. Sam tried snorting through that money.
Okay, so this is a dedication to a wrestler who had passed away. That's what
this is
album
dead man
for.
Jason Sapp, who had just died in November of that year. So it was probably a month before this event or right around this event.
Like I said, I've got the utmost respect for what McLeod does with his tributes to the wrestlers, our comrades that have fallen. While we don't necessarily agree with each other, we are a family, and it's important that we take care of each other.
And he is a consummate babyface for this company.
Yeah, that's why I don't like him.
Now, I didn't want to bring this up earlier, but speaking of us all being a wrestling family, even though we are anti-Bill Crude, he is currently recovering in the hospital. And even though he's a son of a bitch on screen, we want him to live so we can curse his name further down the road. So
hopefully watch him get his ass beat again.
Don't worry. I believe Bill Crude will overcome this just like he's overcome all of these wannabe baby faces in knockout wrestling.
Still ain't overcome his deadness, but whatever.
But all our thoughts and prayers obviously out to Bill Crude.
And I believe at this point too, Bill McLeod is going to have himself a little help. That's going to join him too to kind of even the odds since everybody's got people outside.
Oh, he finally got that penicillin.
He's going to be accompanied to the ring by bounty hunter Joe Woods, who's going to be on his left, I believe, and Big Rig. Big Rig is obviously the bigger of the two.
The larger of the two.
Now, if he teams up with Boone, would that be Boone the bounty hunter?
We're going to leave that right there.
By the way, great movie if you ever get a chance to see it. Right up there with Mr. Nanny.
Oh, that was that
You will not find
movie.
Yeah, John Hennigan. Yeah, John.
God, remember when that was the biggest gamble of his life, putting all his money into that, and now he's got WWE money again?
Yeah, now he has to go back to the WWE to work because his gamble didn't pay off.
But at least he's getting paid.
and he's got to he took the chance. Sometimes in life, those are the biggest things. You're not going to know if you can succeed if you don't.
Absolutely.
The best thing he ever did too.
Okay, first of all, the best thing he ever. I was gonna say, first of all, the best thing he ever did was Taya Valkyrie.
Yeah. Well, being friends with Miz might have paid off too.
Yeah, so that's Bounty Hunter Joe Woods on the left, Big Rig on the right.
I assumed Big Rig was actually the bigger of the two. Although I would have liked the irony if the other guy was bigger.
One, yeah. Like the big guy.
Like Tiny Lister, who just passed away. Rest in peace.
These guys, they definitely look the part, don't they? They definitely look like a couple bounty hunters. These look like a couple guys coming out of your local bar. Some bar probably named Two Brothers. Now, that's not a real place. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, they don't call it that because there's two brothers in the whole town.
No, they call it that because you're going to need your two brothers. You go in there, you're not careful. You mouth off, get your ass kicked. AJ knows.
Yeah, he's wearing that Georgia Bulldogs hat, so we all know he's an idiot.
Now, what's interesting about this match is that Billy McLeod has been friendly with Corvus over the years. So you almost got a 2-on-3 advantage.
He's actually been a bit of a mentor towards Corvus. He's helped him out, taught him the ropes, and this might be the next generation of Billy McLeod. Holla.
Rico Moon, baby.
There's only two things that Rico Moon likes, and that's his freaks and his peaks.
I think the only two things Rico Moon likes is his Blue Chew and his Social Security money.
Hey, whatever it takes to get to those peaks. This is going to be a hell of a match, though. I know you guys have already called this match on the alternate commentary, but These guys.
This is the alternate commentary right now.
Whatever.
You gotta remember, wherever AJ is, that's the main event.
Yeah, wherever AJ is that's the currently what's actually going on. Everything else was some kind of alternate weird.
Potato. These three guys are going to leave nothing in that gym. They are going to put it all out there, and
wonder how many potatoes we're going to see in this match.
A lot, I assume, with that sheet pan that Corvus is holding.
And he
look at him.
Off by
goes right after his mentor.
Yep. Might have took some payday.
The Prince of Extreme may have just overtaken the King.
Yeah. Well, he might have got a little money from Bill Crude. You know,
we've said it before. Magnificent Mayhem really stops at nothing to try and run over Nicholas Vick and the company.
If there's anything that I can tell by looking at Corvus, it's he does not care about money.
Man, it takes money for that green hair dye.
That's not his natural color.
I don't know. There might be something in the water down in Florida.
Well, to quote Kurt Cobain, this is a shoot.
I heard his mom had 3 kids, one of each.
Yes. Tell you what,
that's an old Bobby Heenan joke.
You think? It's actually the joke that killed him. Rest in peace, Bobby Heenan. Yes.
Maybe they'll do a little wise up.
I'll tell you what, we've been seeing a side of Corvus here that we don't always see.
No, I think he was clearly paid off. Oh, not too often you see a leg drop on the balls.
I like that, though. It was a Jeff Hardy-esque move.
Mm-hmm. All centered around hitting those balls. You got to work the body part. Eats the cookie sheet.
Like Desi Arnaz used to say, you got to hit the balls.
You got to hit the balls, Lucy.
Tell you what, they're teaming up on him right now. Now, you guys might blame Corvus for this. I don't blame Corvus for this. He took out McLeod in the beginning, hit him from behind, and what did McLeod do? He gave him his back again. How much of an idiot do you have to be to turn your back on somebody twice?
I also like to think Bill Crude was involved in this too. So
Bill Crude should not be blamed for this. Bill Crude is a wise man who has done nothing but try to better this wrestling organization.
I mean,
look at that little swanton
way to being a title holder, and now he's doing his best to hold it unjustly.
I gotta tell you, this Crevice has a lot of upside there. You're seeing a lot of moves from him.
Oh crap! I was wondering if I heard that. Crevice. I don't know about Crevice's upside, but hopefully Corvus is going to do all right.
Corvus. I would like to remind you that I was so excited to do this that I did wake up to do this. So
I think you might have called him coitus too.
Coitus.
Yeah, we woke AJ up in the middle of his night to get him in here. You're lucky he doesn't just show up for anybody.
But that gives you an idea as to the kind of product that we're putting out here in Knockout Wrestling. Quite frankly, there's no place I'd. Oh no!
Yeah, I mean, we haven't talked a ton about it on here, but talking Nick Vic into letting us air this episode and do an episode with alternate commentary, we're happy to be a part of this company that lets us flex our creativity like this.
Well, I'm also going to be honest with you. When I wrestled in some pretty shitty places. And this is a whole nother level of independent wrestling. These are people that are putting the time and the money in and investing and really wanting to give the fans what they're looking for, which is high quality young superstars like Bill Crude.
Now, what do you think is the worst venue you wrestled in your time?
Worst venue I ever wrestled in was Fall River, Massachusetts. They have an armory there, which I think they call it an armory because you have to be armed just to get in there. It is literally the worst place in hell.
All right, shout out to Fall River, Mass.
In fairness, the whole Commonwealth of Massachusetts, though, is a shithole. So,
but they got those beautiful accents.
Yeah, it's the only place in the world where you can drive a car.
I like that. That's good. You sound sophisticated when you do that. I appreciate that.
Sound like one of those mass holes.
All right,
It makes a lot of sense to us up here in Connecticut, but a lot of our audience is down in Florida. So
watch out for Air Crevice here.
Hey, let's be Hey, for those morons down there in Florida, I'd be happy to explain to them what kind of idiots there are in Massachusetts.
That's what you get for working with Bill Crude, son. You get stabbed in the back. You can't trust that, man.
See, Bill Crude got what he wanted out of the situation.
Okay,
Now
in fairness, he did not stab him in the back. He hit him flat in the face.
He's a sneaky piece of shit. Let's just be honest about it.
I mean, we still want him to get better.
Here comes.
You look at that. That's not a light tube. That shit's a thunder stick.
Here comes Moon.
It almost looks like the thing at the museum that when you touch it, it has the static electricity that makes your.
I'm pretty sure that was one of those lightsabers from your Star Trek wars.
Look at this shit. It looks like a wet noodle over his head.
Little Blue Chew will help with that. I hope Corvus is able to come back from this.
I hope you're proud of yourself, Rico Moon.
Rico Moon, you son of a bitch. You're beating up my man Crevice.
He's still on his parents' insurance. He can't drive up their premiums with this.
Dave, I don't know why you keep calling this man the wrong name. It's clearly Corvus.
Corvus, yeah, I'm very much aware.
What's Bill Crude looking for? A hope and a dream under there? A chance?
He's looking for the thumbtacks that Raven stole from him.
His hair? What is he looking for down there? Oh
my God.
Oh, he's got Commissioner Dalton Kelly's favorite weapon.
My God.
He's about to have himself a nice day, I think.
My God. That's no light tube, I can tell you that.
No, that's gonna actually hurt.
Oof.
Rico Moon.
I'll tell you what. All I'm seeing is McLeod being the extreme king of ass, getting his ass whooped.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Crude has brought the thunder, and Rico Moon brought the thunder sticks. So
now I'm kind of worried because I mean we saw at the beginning of this, Billy McLeod said this was his night. There's no way Bill Crude can bring that to an end, right?
If there's any justice in this world, absolutely. None of us want to see McLeod go over. Look at that son of a bitch trying to sneak up on Bill Crude.
Corvus
he got exactly what he had coming.
Like a slinky. It's a razor wire slinky right there. Get this out of here.
Bring that back to the prison. Is that chloroform? No. Tell me that's not chloroform.
He's got the ether. He's got the ether.
He can get ether one with it. My God. Somebody's got to stop this.
Now, luckily, Billy McLeod smelled stronger stuff in his garage growing up, so that ain't going to put him out.
It is central. Wait a minute. What is going on here?
Is that Persia?
Bill Crude's daughter.
Yeah.
What the hell is Bill Crude's daughter doing?
She's about to take that thunder stick to his ass.
As a father, and I can tell you this because I'm a father, you raise your children, you try and teach them right, you teach them to do the right things, and then to see them come out and stab you in the back when you're doing something heroic. This is absolutely disgusting. I take back what I said about Persia earlier in the evening.
He slapped her in the face during an older episode.
He was just trying to motivate her. That's what you do as a parent.
You know this dad's a piece of shit. All right, here we go, McLeod.
You put your hands on your children?
Persia just helped his. Oh, I can't even talk about this. This is disgusting.
Figure 4.
This is absolutely disgusting.
AJ would tell you that this is the best executed figure 4 he's ever seen.
Oh, absolutely.
And there is the tap. Bill Crude.
We got to win.
Title like he should have.
That is ridiculous. This is stolen from him.
Actually, it was a really good figure 4. I was trying to tease AJ because he's a big flare mark, but
I've got to. Hey, just because I have a flair for figure 4s.
Billy McLeod got the big win.
I think Persia should be. I think Persia should be suspended. I think that she should be out of knockout wrestling. Quite frankly, for what she just did.
It was anything goes. So
it doesn't matter. You don't turn on your family. You don't do that to your father.
AJ doesn't even know who his family is. So
yeah, but I wouldn't turn on him
because he already left.
We lost my mom. We lost my mom when I was 5. She showed back up when I was 12. Turns out she was just at the mall.
Billy McLeod. He's champ again.
If I was Billy McLeod, I would give Bill Crude back the belt, apologize. I mean, it's one thing to use weapons and anything goes, but to have outside interference from someone who is your family member and a turn on you like that is absolutely sickening.
He one-upped the man who's been one-upping him for a little while now.
I got to tell you, my goal when we start doing the rewind for this is I want an interview with Persia, and I want to find out how you could turn on your father like this.
He's already calling out people for interviews.
Yeah,
Corvus getting the tongue lashing he should for turning his back on a friend.
Yeah, a friend and a mentor. But I can understand that. All you want to do is improve. At some point, you have to overcome. You can't stay in someone's shadow. Nobody likes to walk behind her.
Well, I think Persia didn't want to be in the shadow of her deadbeat dad anymore.
Okay, first of all, her dad loved her enough to smack her out of being silly.
I don't even have a defense for that.
That's just nonsense.
I do like the little tribute here. This is fantastic. I love this.
Yeah, because you've told us more about the brotherhood of when you are a fellow wrestler.
When you're a wrestler, you cannot get along. There are times in the ring, obviously, you don't get along. There are accidents that happen. But at the end of the day, we're all putting our bodies on the line, whether it's the wrestlers, whether it's the referees, the managers, everybody who's putting their body on the line night in and night out to entertain the fans. So to see a nice tribute like this on a serious note is absolutely incredible and a very classy act by Mr. McLeod. Now we should go give the belt back to Bill Crude.
Might be asking for that microphone or maybe a couple Budweisers.
I'm pretty sure they call them McLeod Wisers.
There can only be one.
Yes.
Yeah,
Good
and this
reference.
is where we will cut it off because obviously we couldn't hear the promo earlier, but that was a great episode 15.
Yeah.
We're happy to be able to call it once and give you guys this alternate commentary. Any last word for the fans before we go off the air here?
I think it's great that we actually take the time to do this because, quite frankly, they needed some classy commentary. And no, on a serious note, it's important that we do this because we're pushing one of the best up and coming independent wrestling organizations. And check out Knockout Wrestling.
Yeah, and here's where to find us on all our social medias. And we'll go off with a quick buzz commercial. Thank you once again for joining us, guys.
Thank you. Bum, 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 bum.
War. Tell them that's what we ready for. War. Tell them that's what we ready for. War. Bringing that to competitors. Till we see the confetti fall, be ready for war. Tell them that's what we ready for. War. Tell them that's what we ready for. War. Bringing that to competitors. Till we see the confetti fall, be ready for war. Tell them I'm ready, any opponent. The crown heavy and every minute is chosen. A path only fit for kings, and you won't know what this court means. What did you enlist for? If it isn't getting more rings, then you gon' have to switch your team. Trust me, it gets more mean. I'm a nightmare going up against your dreams. First step is explosive like a bomb hit. Bet if I let it fly, I cannot miss. And you ain't got a chance at the top 10 when you getting clamped all night by your locksmith. On the block, throwing lobs to my top bigs. I'm a chef, no look, what's the top dish? Tie game, through the